I would like to ask you more regarding Aditya. So you're coming from a cybersecurity, and so what do you think? What is required from an academic point of view? What is the right workforce would need in terms of, let's say, how industries can play a role to ensure that students develop both AI-related competencies as well as soft skills?
That's a great question. So every year we have an intake of a couple of dozen individuals from colleges straight into the organization. We spend 6 months training them. It takes another 6 months of shadow to get them ready to go in industry like cybersecurity. I don't have to tell you the need of the hour in cybersecurity. There are 10 million jobs available. The time required to ramp them up, right, does not allow us to keep up with attackers today. So with that thought, the industry has to be the trailblazer in adoption of AI among educational institutions. And how do we do that? I think first is, and pardon me being straightforward, I think collaboration has to be less than a photo op. When you work with an organization, with a college, take smaller batches, start working with them, and us as organizations and corporates need to get off the high horse and be like, we have no problems in the organization. Whereas, unstructured data, how algorithms are written, how things are parsed, are big issues. These are problem statements that we can give to students. Like Chela sir was saying, the Gen Alpha, the Gen Z students are very smart. I'll take an example of something that happened at work last week. We had a cybersecurity day, and I had folks who joined us 8 months ago talk about passwordless authentication, quantum cryptography, things that are still brewing. But these folks did the research, wrote up a paper, presented about it. They're really smart, right? I think as corporates, if we take the problem statement, break it down, work with smaller teams, assign somebody to work on that, we can actually give real-world problem statements to students to work on. That way, a couple of things happen. I think they learn how to use AI. They have somebody to guide them. We as corporates have a direct incentive to work with these colleges, right? It's not selfless, right? It's more selfish, which helps the profit line for all of us. And that's why there's more incentive in us working with these institutions, right? And monitoring it closely, right? Looking at what's happening. But the last thing that I'm going to leave it with before I get the other panelists on is train the trainer, right? I think it's very important for corporates to take the leap and help educate the educators on how they can drive some of this, right? So they need to take a first step, bring them into a workshop or a class or do it in the college, tell them, hey, this is how you're supposed to use GPT 4.0, this is what you can do, this is the type of projects that you can give, this is how you could monitor, right? That way they feel comfortable in order to roll it out to the students, and the students then can work with us directly, and it's a win-win, right? So I think corporates really have to take the first step in moving the needle here.